Dictionary. Dictionary. A dictionary is a must for studying English. A dictionary is a must for studying English. Dusk. Dusk. One or two streetlights lit up at dusk. One or two streetlights lit up at dusk. Subject. Subject. Mathematics is the most difficult subject for me. Mathematics is the most difficult subject for me. Mosquito. Mosquito. Mosquitoes smell the scent of human blood well. Mosquitoes smell the scent of human blood well. Joy. Joy. He heard her shouts of joy. He heard her shouts of joy. Universe. Universe. The sun is a small star in the universe. The sun is a small star in the universe. Exterior. Exterior. We need to paint the exterior of our house. We need to paint the exterior of our house. Promise. Promise. He promised to keep his appointment. He promised to keep his appointment. Sunlight. Sunlight. This machine turns sunlight into electricity. This machine turns sunlight into electricity. Sincere. Sincere. He gave a sincere apology for the lateness. He gave a sincere apology for the lateness. Count. Count. The squirrel counted the number of acorns. The squirrel counted the number of acorns. Hook. Hook. He put the bait on the hook for fishing. He put the bait on the hook for fishing. Bravery. Bravery. The explorer has a lot of bravery. The explorer has a lot of bravery. Method. Method. This is a method of memorizing English words. This is a method of memorizing English words. Weigh. Weigh. He weighed the parcel with a spring scale. He weighed the parcel with a spring scale. Publish. Publish. The publishing company published a funny storybook. The publishing company published a funny storybook. Totally. Totally. He claimed a totally different theory. He claimed a totally different theory. Excite. Excite. Her speech excited the audience. Her speech excited the audience. Reply. Reply. I replied to his difficult question. I replied to his difficult question. Blame. Blame. He didn't blame me for my failure. He didn't blame me for my failure. Direct. Direct. The boss made a direct call to the consumer. The boss made a direct call to the consumer. Precious. Precious. She hesitates to express her emotions. She hesitates to express her emotions. Suit. Suit. The gentleman has a variety of suits. The gentleman has a variety of suits. Shift. Shift. He shifted his gear from reverse to drive. He shifted his gear from reverse to drive. Prepare. Prepare. I prepared her graduation gift. I prepared her graduation gift. Location. Location. I informed the police of my location. I informed the police of my location. Seal. Seal. Seal the envelope to keep the secret. Seal the envelope to keep the secret. Horror. Horror. Jenny likes scary horror movies. Jenny likes scary horror movies. Client. Client. The lawyer's job is to protect the client. The lawyer's job is to protect the client. Gloom, gloom. A clown got rid of Jenny's gloom. A clown got rid of Jenny's gloom. Silence, silence. Speech is silver and silence is gold. Speech is silver and silence is gold. Frighten, frighten. The appearance of ghosts frightened her. The appearance of ghosts frightened her. Final, final. Unfold the final page of your history book. Unfold the final page of your history book. Sail, sail. The ship's sail shook violently in the storm. The ship's sail shook violently in the storm. Satisfy, satisfy. The result of the experiment satisfied the chemist. The result of the experiment satisfied the chemist. Wildlife, wildlife. Many wildlife are losing their habitats. Many wildlife are losing their habitats. Pardon, pardon. I asked for a pardon for my disturbance. I asked for a pardon for my disturbance. Freezer, freezer. Your freezer is full of meat and fish. Your freezer is full of meat and fish. Recognize, recognize. I didn't recognize my old friend. I didn't recognize my old friend. Upper, upper. She licked her upper lip because she felt uneasy. She licked her upper lip because she felt uneasy. Neither, neither. Neither this book nor that book are interesting. Neither this book nor that book are interesting. Several, several. He picked one of several numbers. He picked one of several numbers. Legend, legend. There is a legend that a dragon lived in this lake. There is a legend that a dragon lived in this lake. Direction, direction. The compass gives me the exact direction. The compass gives me the exact direction. Chef, chef. A chef sprinkled pepper and parsley in the soup. A chef sprinkled pepper and parsley in the soup. Behavior, behavior. Her words and behavior are completely different. Her words and behavior are completely different. Solar, solar. He produces electricity with solar energy. He produces electricity with solar energy. Jealous, jealous. Jenny is jealous of Minsu's success. Jenny is jealous of Minsu's success. Electric, electric. Electric cars will be common in the future. Electric cars will be common in the future. Causal, causal. There's a causal connection between the two cases. There's a causal connection between the two cases. Investigate, investigate. The police investigated the scene of the murder. The police investigated the scene of the murder. Oath, oath. She gave her oath of faith to her religion. She gave her oath of faith to her religion. Cashier, cashier. The cashier counted the money that a customer paid. The cashier counted the money that a customer paid. Chaos, chaos. The whole country is in chaos after the earthquake. The whole country is in chaos after the earthquake. Texture, texture. He made pants with the wool's texture. He made pants with the wool's texture. Understand, understand. I understood what he said. I understood what he said. Frame, frame. The frame of this photo is made of iron. The frame of this photo is made of iron. Distance. Distance. I used a tape ruler to measure the distance. I used a tape ruler to measure the distance. Forgive. Forgive. I forgave him for deceiving me. I forgave him for deceiving me. Unity. Unity. He prayed for the unity of the country. He prayed for the unity of the country. Starve. Starve. Poor children are starving to death. Poor children are starving to death. Hesitate. Hesitate. She hesitates to express emotions. She hesitates to express emotions. Demon. Demon. The witch revived a demon by a spell. The witch revived a demon by a spell. Customer. Customer. The customer complained about the taste of the food. The customer complained about the taste of the food. Communicate. Communicate. Once upon a time, we communicated with torches. Once upon a time, we communicated with torches. Prime. Prime. His prime goal this year is to get a promotion. His prime goal this year is to get a promotion. Possible. Possible. It is possible to go to Japan by swimming. It is possible to go to Japan by swimming. Matter. Matter. He is responsible for resolving the matter. He is responsible for resolving the matter. Elbow. Elbow. I hit the elbow on the edge of the desk. I hit the elbow on the edge of the desk. Soften. Soften. This lotion softens the skin. This lotion softens the skin. Tightly. Tightly. Tie the shoelace tightly before running. Tie the shoelace tightly before running. Pollution. Pollution. China's atmospheric pollution is really serious. China's atmospheric pollution is really serious. Greeting. Greeting. She ignored my greeting. She ignored my greeting. Global. Global. Global warming is a side effect of civilization. Global warming is a side effect of civilization. Detective. Detective. The detective investigated the case with his assistant. The detective investigated the case with his assistant. Angrily. Angrily. He swung at the neighbors with his fist angrily. He swung at the neighbors with his fist angrily. Debate. Debate. TV debates are held 3 times before the election. TV debates are held 3 times before the election. Grab. Grab. Grab the camera and press the button. Grab the camera and press the button. Painter. Painter. I'm a painter, not a writer. I'm a painter, not a writer. Vary. Vary. My schedule varies according to the weather. My schedule varies according to the weather. Flock. Flock. A flock of sheep is grazing in the field. A flock of sheep is grazing in the field. Agree. Agree. I couldn't agree with her proposal. I couldn't agree with her proposal. Unless. Unless. Unless you wash your hands, don't eat dinner. Unless you wash your hands, don't eat dinner. Vast. Vast. He buried a vast amount of gold in the ground. He buried a vast amount of gold in the ground. Examine. Examine. The farmers examined the cows and pigs. The farmers examined the cows and pigs.
Pose. Pose.
She made a surprised pose for the picture. She made a surprised pose for the picture.
Expensive. Expensive.
A diamond is an expensive jewel. A diamond is an expensive jewel.
Rub. Rub.
Don't rub your nose or mouth with your dirty hands. Don't rub your nose or mouth with your dirty hands.
Dizzy. Dizzy.
He felt a little dizzy when he suddenly woke up. He felt a little dizzy when he suddenly woke up.
Gain. Gain.
I searched on the internet to gain information. I searched on the internet to gain information.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
The discussion with her was a big pleasure for me. The discussion with her was a big pleasure for me.
Dim. Dim.
People's eyes grow dim with age. People's eyes grow dim with age.
Refund. Refund.
Please cancel and refund the order. Please cancel and refund the order.
Mist. Mist.
The mist covered the road so I couldn't see cars. The mist covered the road so I couldn't see cars.
Robber. Robber.
The brave cop caught 2 robbers. The brave cop caught 2 robbers.
Yet. Yet.
The author hasn't finished his work yet. The author hasn't finished his work yet.
Harsh. Harsh.
The punishment was harsh and unfair to the student. The punishment was harsh and unfair to the student.
Editor. Editor.
She works as an editor at the publishing company. She works as an editor at the publishing company.
Reform. Reform.
Voting is important to reform politics. Voting is important to reform politics.
Communication. Communication.
Cell phones are a tool of communication. Cell phones are a tool of communication.
Scrub. Scrub.
She scrubbed her bathroom clean with a brush. She scrubbed her bathroom clean with a brush.
Beginning. Beginning.
This plan was wrong from the beginning. This plan was wrong from the beginning.
Policy. Policy.
There is a saying that honesty is the best policy. There is a saying that honesty is the best policy.
Role. Role.
His role in the musical was the main character. His role in the musical was the main character.
Counselor. Counselor.
I accepted the counselor's advice. I accepted the counselor's advice.
Wrist. Wrist.
She took off the bracelet from her left wrist. She took off the bracelet from her left wrist.
Eager. Eager.
He is eager to watch the latest movie. He is eager to watch the latest movie.
Set up. Set up.
I stepped on the ground for the setup of the tent. I stepped on the ground for the setup of the tent.
Sophomore. Sophomore.
His daughter is currently a sophomore at college. His daughter is currently a sophomore at college.
Snack. Snack.
He prepared French fries as a snack. He prepared French fries as a snack.
Maid. Maid.
The maid changes the bed sheets once a week. The maid changes the bed sheets once a week.
Doom. Doom.
She couldn't avoid the doom of death. She couldn't avoid the doom of death.
Certificate. Certificate.
He got a graduation certificate from school. He got a graduation certificate from school.
Mound, mound.
The pitcher stood in the mound to throw the ball. The pitcher stood in the mound to throw the ball.
Section, section.
He reads the economic section of the newspaper. He reads the economic section of the newspaper.
Dirt, dirt.
There was dirt on her jeans. There was dirt on her jeans.
Exactly, exactly.
His actions exactly match his words. His actions exactly match his words.
Fool, fool.
He insulted me by calling me a fool. He insulted me by calling me a fool.
Sell, sell.
His disease destroyed his brain cells. His disease destroyed his brain cells.
Unlike, unlike.
I am outgoing, unlike my shy brother. I am outgoing, unlike my shy brother.
Rush, rush.
The fire truck rushed to the scene of the fire. The fire truck rushed to the scene of the fire.
Wound, wound.
The nurse bandaged the wound. The nurse bandaged the wound.
Net, net.
The fisherman threw the net to catch the shrimps. The fisherman threw the net to catch the shrimps.
Mammal, mammal.
Mammals give birth to babies and feed them milk. Mammals give birth to babies and feed them milk.
Mankind, mankind.
The history of mankind is a series of struggles. The history of mankind is a series of struggles.
Cute, cute.
Unlike now, I was cute when I was young. Unlike now, I was cute when I was young.
Liquid, liquid.
The liquid water turned into solid ice. The liquid water turned into solid ice.
Female, female.
Female and male students are together. Female and male students are together.
Worse, worse.
The weather is getting worse and worse. The weather is getting worse and worse.
Honesty, honesty.
Honesty is the best way to gain trust. Honesty is the best way to gain trust.
Aim, aim.
I will try to achieve my aim. I will try to achieve my aim.
Protect, protect.
We have to protect the natural environment. We have to protect the natural environment.
Border, border.
You need a passport to cross the border. You need a passport to cross the border.
Scratch, scratch.
The cat badly scratched my arm. The cat badly scratched my arm.
Maxim, maxim.
The maxim left by the ancestors is a great lesson. The maxim left by the ancestors is a great lesson.
Movement, movement.
The dancer showed an elegant movement. The dancer showed an elegant movement.
Sort, sort.
Whales are included in the sort of mammals. Whales are included in the sort of mammals.
Motto, motto.
My motto is, always do your best. My motto is, always do your best.
Saver, saver.
He is a great saver as well as a consumer. He is a great saver as well as a consumer.
Murder, murder.
The terrorist cruelly murdered people. The terrorist cruelly murdered people.
Spaceship, spaceship.
NASA sent a spaceship to Mars. NASA sent a spaceship to Mars.
Survivor, survivor,
He was the only survivor of a fierce battle. He was the only survivor of a fierce battle.
risk, risk,
There is a lot of risk in climbing a cliff. There is a lot of risk in climbing a cliff.
lap, lap,
She seated her child on her lap. She seated her child on her lap.
hop, hop,
I hopped like a rabbit 10 times as a punishment. I hopped like a rabbit 10 times as a punishment.
cleave, cleave,
The carpenter cleaved the log with an axe. The carpenter cleaved the log with an axe.
traffic light, traffic light,
The truck faithfully followed the traffic light. The truck faithfully followed the traffic light.
stretch, stretch,
He cannot stretch his legs on the train. He cannot stretch his legs on the train.
government, government,
The government works for the people. The government works for the people.
regret, regret,
I kind of regretted my decision at that time. I kind of regretted my decision at that time.
lumber, lumber,
The government banned the export of lumber. The government banned the export of lumber.
prove, prove,
He proved his innocence with solid evidence. He proved his innocence with solid evidence.
suburb, suburb,
I live in the suburb and I commute to the city. I live in the suburb and I commute to the city.
digest, digest,
This medicine helps to digest food. This medicine helps to digest food.
schedule, schedule,
Her schedule changes depending on the situation. Her schedule changes depending on the situation.
project, project,
The students submitted the project on time. The students submitted the project on time.
best, best,
My best friends are my colleagues. My best friends are my colleagues.
novel, novel,
She wrote a horror novel with her imagination. She wrote a horror novel with her imagination.
reservation, reservation,
I called the hotel to make a reservation. I called the hotel to make a reservation.
cause, cause,
The cause of business failure is lack of capital. The cause of business failure is lack of capital.
continue, continue,
We continued the heated discussion. We continued the heated discussion.
suffering, suffering,
Hunger and disease bring suffering. Hunger and disease bring suffering.
patience, patience,
Her rudeness made me lose my patience. Her rudeness made me lose my patience.
pop, pop,
He popped the balloon with a needle. He popped the balloon with a needle.
pat, pat,
She patted a cute child's head. She patted a cute child's head.
inning, inning,
The baseball game is on its third inning. The baseball game is on its third inning.
sweat, sweat,
I wiped the sweat on my face with a handkerchief. I wiped the sweat on my face with a handkerchief.
impossible, impossible,
It is impossible for him to solve the problem. It is impossible for him to solve the problem.
absence, absence,
She was worried about his absence. She was worried about his absence.
ahead, ahead,
He ran ahead and grabbed the horse by the reins. He ran ahead and grabbed the horse by the reins.
attack, attack,
The hidden lion attacked the deer. The hidden lion attacked the deer.
freeze, freeze,
She freezes the fish for storage. She freezes the fish for storage.
further, further,
The runner was too exhausted to run any further. The runner was too exhausted to run any further.
culture, culture,
The foreign students learned about Korean culture. The foreign students learned about Korean culture.
avenue, avenue,
We met at Anyang First Avenue. We met at Anyang First Avenue.
tight, tight,
This hat is too tight on my head. This hat is too tight on my head.
wine, wine,
Wine is a drink that goes with steak. Wine is a drink that goes with steak.
reader, reader,
The readers of this essay wrote brief reviews. The readers of this essay wrote brief reviews.
festival, festival,
A rose festival is held every year around this time. A rose festival is held every year around this time.
foam, foam,
I rushed to pour the beer and it produced foam. I rushed to pour the beer and it produced foam.
globe, globe,
I found Australia on the globe. I found Australia on the globe.
choice, choice,
Our future depends on your choice. Our future depends on your choice.
apology, apology,
He wrote a letter of apology out of regret. He wrote a letter of apology out of regret.
pear, pear,
When the crow flew, the pear fell off the tree. When the crow flew, the pear fell off the tree.
reward, reward,
When I grow up, I want to reward my parents. When I grow up, I want to reward my parents.
shepherd, shepherd,
The shepherd found a lost lamb. The shepherd found a lost lamb.
rubber, rubber,
Wear rubber gloves when doing the dishes. Wear rubber gloves when doing the dishes.
flu, flu,
He got a flu shot at a public health center. He got a flu shot at a public health center.
select, select,
She selected a movie she wanted to see. She selected a movie she wanted to see.
weakness, weakness,
He overcame the weakness of being a foreigner. He overcame the weakness of being a foreigner.
track, track,
Which track is the train bound for Seoul? Which track is the train bound for Seoul?
planet, planet,
What is the largest planet in the solar system? What is the largest planet in the solar system?
feeling, feeling,
I confessed my feeling to her. I confessed my feeling to her.
holy, holy,
Indians believe cows are holy animals. Indians believe cows are holy animals.
typhoon, typhoon,
A big typhoon will soon hit this island. A big typhoon will soon hit this island.
compare, compare,
Let's compare the size of the moon and the sun. Let's compare the size of the moon and the sun.
hammer, hammer,
A carpenter drove a nail into a tree with a hammer. A carpenter drove a nail into a tree with a hammer.
blanket, blanket,
She laid a blanket on the cold floor. She laid a blanket on the cold floor.
consumer, consumer,
Companies have to know the consumer's tastes. Companies have to know the consumer's tastes.
Campsite. Campsite.
The campsite only provides basic facilities. The campsite only provides basic facilities.